It's a long story.
Maybe another day.
Another day.
All right, so when you see Maurice take a kickoff back like that, do you ever second guess having him fair catch it a lot because he can make plays like that?
No, everything we do is strategic, and we're trying to give our team the best chance to be successful. And it's just we want to do certain things to give us a good opportunity. And sure, you could return more of them. You can find yourself being 1st and 10 on the 17-yard line, and that's not what we're trying to do. This game's about field position, putting yourself in position, and so we've got parameters. They vary from week to week based on who we're seeing and what they're doing, and we feel like we give ourselves a chance to win.
Yeah, Pat mentioned something like you guys would have average field position would be better if you fair caught it every time. Is that correct?
If we fair caught it every time?
Average field position throughout the season.
Well, that would depend on what the returns were when we returned them. So,
yeah.
Before the season, asked you about replacing Henderson back there, and your answer at the time was that you didn't even really know who'd be replacing him because you were more worried about the guys up front. And so, with 3 return touchdowns already this season, what have they done to make those plays happen? Those guys you have up front of the team.
Well, most times when you return a kick for a touchdown, they're unscathed. I mean, the coverage has to help you. Some people do certain things to help you, and so I mean, what we're doing right now is you just got to keep your eyes on your keys and run where the defense tells you to run, and you'll have a chance. Some teams do things that they really whether it's matchups or their coverage style doesn't give you a chance. And so, if you look over the years, most of our returns have been pretty much untouched. Now, we've had a couple of the one against Central Florida. He had to make a guy miss and so forth. But, a lot of it, again, is just what people are doing. What we do is based on what other people are doing.
Andre, are you like the return guru or something? How many years are you going to have the consensus All-America, the kick return back there? Does it matter even who's back there when you're coaching?
Well, you ever heard that old country song, "Don't count your money while you're sitting at the table"? I'm just trying to beat Duke, and if we get a good return, great. And make sure Duke doesn't get one, and I don't even pay that much attention.
What's this Duke defense do well?
Oof. Man, they play assigned ball. I mean, they play hard. It's hard to get them out of a gap, but they're supposed to be in the B gap. They're in the B gap, and they don't leave many gaps available. They crowd the box. They're going to have extra guys around the ball the great majority of the time. They do a good job coaching, knowing your tendencies, so we've got to do a good job disguising some of the things we've done to try to make them think we're doing something when we're doing something else. They're just well coached, and they play hard.
Linebacker 44 gets a lot of accolades for them. Is he one of those guys that, Quadri and Darren just have to try to make him miss if they get to him?
I'm going to try to block him. I'm going to try to. But he's a good player. All the linebackers are good players. I mean, 34 is a good player. He got nicked up. His backup winning the game and played fantastic. I've got a little cousin on the team, the 16, Dylan Singleton's my cousin. He's playing hard, one of the leading tacklers. One of my best buddies' sons, Chris Rump's playing, doing a good job, leading the team in tackles for loss and sacks and stuff. So they play hard. They do a good job. They play fundamentals, and they play hard, and they do a good job.
George isn't getting the stats like he had 2 years ago, but, how would you sort of evaluate the way he's played so far this season after coming back from the kind of a lost year?
Fantastic.
What's he doing well? Is it more just those nitty-gritty fullback things that don't show up in the box score?
That's right. He just does those. He does those jobs nobody else wants to do. He enjoys doing them, and he's fantastic. Wouldn't trade him for nothing. Other teams know who he is. They recognize him. They recognize what a good job he does.
Did you guys know that, when you first got here as a coaching staff, he was going to be that kind of guy for you? Or?
No, I just looked at his neck width, and I wanted him. The guy with a neck that fat, I want him on my side.
Do you guys, when you go back and watch the film too, especially when he's split out wide and comes motioning in, do you guys sort of get a little excited in the film knowing somebody's probably going to get it when he's cracking inside or one of those plays?
We're just trying to make a play and gain yards. Again,
He's
just-
pretty effective on those.